down via the changeup. So a couple of fastballs to get ahead, and then Chance his first strikeout of the evening.
I think it's a positive force because it gives more people a voice.
Now let me tell you.
There is disagreement about who really created Facebook. You ultimately secured near unilateral control of the company.
No.
What we're not gonna do.
Or whether we want them to or not.
Their overdeveloped ego that instead of possessing empathy.
What's up, y'all? In my hands, I have one of the 5 books selected from this month's Book of the Month.
Because we all have egos.
In fact, because of your control of 90% of Facebook's Class B shares.
Nah. Empower your ego by making the choice to
make meats now. Smoking these meats here.
You know, some things are better marinated on.
I am smoking a brisket and some ribs.
Look, I think a lot of folks are wondering, is Mark Zuckerberg
from Mars?
This is a question I think a lot of folks have at this time.
Some things require actual time.
Meat like a brisket.
To digest.
I got ribs in there.
Even if all other shareholders were to vote the same way, any proposal you don't support would still fail.
On
all of that to say, Mr. Zuckerberg.
Hey everyone, we are live from my backyard.
I need a therapist. When people show you who they are, believe them.
An imposter, a 22-year-old.
A push to that place will instead possess animosity and be discussion spaces, forming ignorance. It is very hard to find a therapist. Nah, that's your ego.
By taking on
some pork ribs.
And I love how people are like, well, you have to ask for understanding.
The green egg.
To the power. That power is only growing.
So everyone has the freedom to pursue their
pork ribs.
And Facebook is...
I need a therapist. You don't need to understand anything. We, due to the internet, have become ego up. I mean, you should give people the time and space to do that without judgment. In general, like, do not feel the need. You just need to let people live their lives. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're asking people, hey,
Cure's sending a message.
Propaganda.
But there's a reason that we care about this, and that's human dignity and decency. You know, those are really, and that's because Facebook is about putting power in people's
I need a therapist. Word is decency.
Hands. Our services already give people a voice to express what matters. And safety, from privacy to build businesses that create opportunity. Giving people control of their money is important too.
Decency is really the most basic form of human civility. It's not being a humanitarian or... I work for the Shade Room.
About what people are allowed to say. And that's because Facebook is about putting power in people.
The green egg.
I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth. Maybe silver-plated.
We debate these issues. The rest of the world isn't waiting. China is moving quickly to launch a similar idea in the coming months. Libra is going to be backed mostly by...
Rendon in the air to left.
There's a reason
Taylor
that we
goes
care about
back
this.
to the wall, and it's gone. And
in people's hands. Our services already give people a voice to express what matters.
The green egg.
I work for the Shade Room. I need a therapist.
5.
Right there. I mean, it's a ball down, but he drops that bat head on it. So him and Soda are trying to...
About what people are allowed to say.
It is very hard to find a therapist.
And I thought, if we could just launch newsfeed at the time, launch that, it could change.
Yes or no? Do you agree that authentic...
Learn about the world.
Misperception.
Nearly every...
And just erroneous information.
Change how we all look. Relationships were so frayed that within a year or so, every single person on our management team was gone.
Authentication is the
and
major hurdle to accessing the financial system.
Congresswoman, I'm not sure. I think it's probably different in different places around the world.
Right here, meet. You seek Take it to him, I will.
Who is so rooted,
Without a sense of higher brisket
who is so rooted in
Cats.
part.
absolutely in that drives me
Startup
is one of the things.
After startup dream argument, one of my closest
Are my DMs trying to
sell the company.
Realm of government.
People are allowed to say.
I got the rule.
People are allowed to say. People are allowed to say.
You're wasting your time.
For purpose, this was their start.
Like citizens like me feel
Insecure, but
it's like you want to. It's like and it feels so outside of the
Particularly tense are
helpless, and you be just looking at it.
true, and it tore our pork ribs. Advisors told me if I hadn't agreed for the rest of my,
And I know, like,
I would regret that decision.
because what you're or press me to do is undermine the value of my ethics, and I will assure you, I hate that. You to all of us them, but you. It seems like the folks who expect that's called expecting people to positive. If you are absolutely handle the negatives, what that's called, I hate this concept. Type of notice people to apologize, or else let the what that was somebody harboring grudge go. Sudden be without any tidy or you're let them resentment toward you. Gotta at least stop expecting. Say you know lightings are the ones who are clumsy, the most gracious with your life situations that you flame it like all of a sudden. Flame. If you holding a grudge against some people, don't be shady. And switch up. Some people in a very dangerous era of hive mind. People just want to stay in the shade.
yeah, when someone is like literally like
And uneducated
else, that does not take being mean to you, and then you're
opinions. And if you are expecting me to
on with your blood, sweat, and tears.
or catch me slipping or
Right, I'm not saying too wrong.
I ain't perfect, but I ain't thought.
I mean, back. I'm not saying that it's really in order to continue.
All
Wrongs make it right, but
idiots. The shade room. We live in minds. Soundbite journal. All of the seed to shining seed. Let me tell y'all.
to grow what you've been growing.
Show them all the sunshine, all the roses. Them. Sit down there with.
Stop doing what you do.
And you cannot. It is a futile effort.
You utilize this new.
I've done my own analysis and a big, but they want me one correcting own research. Like, oh, he's speaking on our behalf. I've done my own.
Right now, I would
Before I have craziness. Therapy is
Cats.
correcting craziness.
Cats.
But he's going to different quadrants. And here's the opposite for
Cat said that.
I think it's been like a very it's like I'm emotional. It's just been a very trying few days. People that make
fake accounts
that you love and that has moved you so much.
Go to the opposite, and here's the opposite from the way he said.
is counteraction. And we are after 26
Expectations and
the government
have expectations
any
for
kind of mistakes that I but fun, one of them is worry about the amount that we
standards that people know
2016
before I've done my own predetermined
right so
expectations are
there's
expectations
spend on engaged in Iran of ran other countries
so that's why you can't
government
Cats.
that fundamentally there isn't going to be was
people can step
the signals are
don't necessarily
very
has to meet standards are based
companies try to limit it.
No, are the way to just live.
Activity from Iran.
Have to step away.
Okay, we're open for business.
Step up to expect.
It was sent to so since then
that some bottom line
getting
standards
any amount of revenue of our company was
someone has in order to
it's false within the service.
It's your morals.
Now as a company, it's
To the cats.
it is greater than the whole
Need to be dispersed.
when we went public earlier this decade. Right, so
it's your principles.
We've kind of countries can try to do that.
Meet your standards, then you
have to do is we prevent it.
Lead to disappointment. To
false. We prevent it from. We work with
disappointment and understand.
We've ramped up.
Point you based on expectations they've already agreed.
Rating, and we also independent fact checkers if they mark something as
no, you should just know how to handle
service. So we
need to be dispersed.
Sees that first about what people are allowed to say.
Help us, and you be just looking to the cats.
They taste doubly better, brisket.
This last pitch. And
Smoky flavor. Smoke a brisket for like 12 hours.
again, see how he's got that fingers wrapped around the ball a little bit, and the ball's just like you were.
Yes or no? Do you agree that authentication
How many of you guys are eating
or for
equally better?
But our government
Idiots.
allowed to say
Brisket and ribs.
but our government we don't have the tools.
What are you guys making for dinner?
Yes.
Favorite quote?
Can I switch gears with you?
Bad habit?
Thank you.
You want to, I don't know, be a YouTuber. You want clout, and you're not getting clout.